everyone, it's Justin again. We already know how to analyze a function and find the vertical asymptotes, holes, and horizontal asymptotes. So how can we use those features to help us sketch graphs of rational functions? Let's get into it. First up, we're going to sketch the graph of the rational function f of x equals 4x squared plus 4x minus 24 over x squared plus 2x minus 3. To start, we'll need to identify holes, vertical asymptotes, and any horizontal asymptote of the rational function. Pause the video here to find these key features. First, we'll factor the function. This factors to 4 times x minus 2 times x plus 3 over x minus 1 times x plus 3, meaning the domain restrictions are that x can't be negative 3 or 1. The factor x plus 3 cancels out, making the simplified function 4 times x minus 2 over x minus 1. Because x plus 3 cancels, there is a hole at x equals negative 3. To find the coordinates of the hole, we just evaluate f of negative 3. That gives us 5, so the hole is at negative 3, 5. The restriction that x can't equal 1 remains, so how will that show up on the graph? As a vertical asymptote at x equals 1. Now, to identify our horizontal asymptote. The degrees of the numerator and denominator are equal, so the horizontal asymptote is a ratio of the leading coefficients, making it y equals 4. We always start graphing by plotting all the asymptotes and holes on the graph. We'll plot the hole at negative 3, 5 with an open point, and we'll use a dashed line to draw a vertical asymptote at x equals 1 and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 4. These features act as boundaries, showing where the graph approaches and where it can't exist. But these aren't enough to actually sketch the graph. We'll need to find a few more points to guide the curve. Can you think of any common points that we usually include on a graph? Right, intercepts. When graphing rational functions, the next step is to identify and graph the intercepts. The x-intercept is where the y value equals 0, so we set the function equal to 0 and solve. To find the y-intercept, the x-coordinate equals 0, so we just evaluate the function at f of 0. Pause the video here to identify and graph the x-intercepts. Don't connect any lines yet, though. You should have found the x-intercept, or root, is at 2, 0. You might have noticed that the denominator cancels out when solving, making this the same as setting the numerator equal to 0 and solving. The y-intercept is at 0, 8. We don't know the exact shape yet, though. The graph will approach the horizontal asymptote y equals 4 as x approaches both negative and positive infinity, but we need to identify and graph additional points to more accurately sketch the curves. Since the vertical asymptote splits the graph into 2 parts, we'll make sure to identify at least 3 points on each side. Starting with the left-hand side, the y-intercept is above the hole. Is the graph increasing or decreasing as it approaches the vertical asymptote? Right, it's increasing. We know the direction the graph is heading as it approaches each asymptote, but we still don't know how the curve looks. We'll need a point between the hole and the y-intercept, like x equals negative 1. So let's evaluate the function at f of negative 1. That gives us 6. So there's a point at negative 1, 6. On the right side of the vertical asymptote, we need 2 points moving toward the horizontal asymptote. So let's find the point at x equals 3. Evaluating the function gives us a point at 3, 2. And for the second point, let's evaluate f of 5. That gives us the point 5, 3. Now we can sketch the graph using the points and asymptotes to guide the curves. We'll look at the part of the graph where an x is less than 1 first. As x moves toward negative infinity, y approaches the horizontal asymptote at 4. The points show the graph increases toward the vertical asymptote, so we'll sketch a line through the points and move toward infinity, never crossing that vertical asymptote. Now to sketch the graph where x is greater than 1. As x approaches the vertical asymptote, y values decrease, so we sketch a curve through the points, moving toward negative infinity. And as x approaches positive infinity, y approaches 4. Nice work putting everything we've learned together. Here's another one. G of x equals negative 3x over x cubed minus x. We'll follow the same process with this one. Pause here to identify and graph the key features, including any holes, asymptotes, and intercepts. Then check back here to confirm the setup of your graph. All right, first we factor the function. The domain restrictions are that x can't equal negative 1, 0, or 1. Since x cancels out, there's a hole at 0, 3. There are vertical asymptotes at the remaining restrictions, x equals negative 1, and x equals 1. The degree of the numerator is less than the denominator, so the horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Next is our x-intercept, where y equals 0. When we set the function equal to 0 and solve, we get no solution. For a rational function to equal 0, the numerator must equal 0, while the denominator is not 0. But after simplifying, the numerator is a constant, so there is no x-intercept. And we already found that there is a hole at the y-intercept, meaning the point makes our original function undefined. So we just say that there is no y-intercept. Great. Now that we have the key features graphed, let's reveal the shape of the graph. Notice that the vertical asymptotes split the graph into 3 sections. We're going to need to find at least 3 points in each section to get an idea of the shape of the graph. I've put some points for you to find in the table in your guided notes. I chose these points by making sure we had points in each section of the graph created by the vertical asymptotes, and I included points close to the asymptote so we can clearly see how each branch behaves. Pause the video here to identify and graph the points, then sketch the curves on the graph. When applicable, record the coordinates as decimals. Go ahead and check your table and points. If you need more time, feel free to pause here. To sketch the graph, we'll connect points in each branch, starting where x is less than negative 1. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches 0. And as x approaches negative 1, y decreases toward negative infinity. In the middle of the graph, there is a hole at 0, 3, and the graph increases toward infinity on both sides. Finally, where x is greater than 1, as x approaches 1, the graph decreases toward negative infinity, and as x approaches infinity, the graph approaches y equals 0. Here's our last example for today. F of x equals x over x squared plus x minus 2. Start by identifying the key features, then find additional points. I've included a table with a few completed points for you in your guided notes. You'll have to choose a few additional points to find. Pause the video here to try this one on your own. First, we'll factor the function to f of x equals x over x minus 1 times x plus 2, meaning the domain restrictions are that x can't be negative 2 or 1. As for key features, the function can't be simplified, so there are no holes, and the remaining domain restrictions create vertical asymptotes at x equals negative 2 and x equals 1. And our horizontal asymptote is at y equals 0. The x-intercept and y-intercept are the same point at 0, 0. Notice that the y-intercept is on our horizontal asymptote. That's okay because the function is defined at x equals 0, so the graph actually crosses the asymptote at that point. Horizontal asymptotes describe end behavior, so graphs can cross them in the middle. All right, here's the completed table with the additional points that I chose to graph. You might have chosen other points, and that's okay. The goal is to find points that help reveal the shape of the graph. We'll go ahead and sketch each branch of the graph, following the points to guide the curves and show the graph's behavior as it approaches each asymptote. Check out the middle branch of the graph specifically. Here, identifying the points near each vertical asymptote was specifically important to determine the behavior approaching the vertical asymptotes. Nice work today graphing rational functions. Remember, first identify and graph key features to determine the graph's boundaries. Then identify and graph additional points to determine the shape of each branch of the graph. Finally, use the points and asymptotes to guide the curve and sketch the graph. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time. Hey.